You're tuning into Black and White Sports on YouTube. The no-holds-barred truth on sports. The main event starts now.
I'm back. Rodrance for Black and White Sports. Well, the Olympics are almost here. That's right. In Beijing, China. And it seems some Olympic athletes do want to make a statement protesting on behalf of some human rights out there. We know China is full of human rights violations. Enes Kanter Freedom has famously now pointed that out from an athlete's perspective. We've known about it. We've been talking about it since the inception of this channel. But some Olympic athletes are going to now boycott the opening ceremonies at the Beijing Olympics. Now, personally speaking, what I'd really love to see is some actual athletes boycott the games altogether and some sponsors pull out. But it seems the sponsors have went oddly quiet. Why? Because they want that Chinese dollar as well. Okay? And as far as the athletes go, look, I understand that's easier said than done. Some of these athletes have trained their entire life just to get to this point to be able to compete in the Olympics. I get it. That's a tough decision. Okay? But there are some repugnant atrocities that's going on in China. So it would be nice to see some just say, you know what? I'm not going to compete. I'm not going to do it. And actually protest the actual games. Just say I'm boycotting the games. But I don't know if we'll see that. But some athletes are coming out and saying they will boycott the opening ceremony now. Olympic athletes from multiple countries to boycott opening ceremony in Beijing. Per report, Olympic athletes will boycott the opening ceremony at the Winter Olympics in Beijing on Friday, reported the Washington Post. According to the Post, Josh Rogan, Olympic athletes from multiple countries who want to show solidarity with victims of the Chinese government's human rights abuses have quietly been preparing to boycott the opening ceremonies, according to human rights activists who have been helping to educate and organize them. For several months, U.S.-based activists have been meeting with Olympic athletes from several Western countries to urge them to speak out on the Chinese government's mass atrocities and severe repression of Uyghurs, Tibetans, Hong Kongers, and other groups inside China. The athletes facing the threat of punishment from the Chinese government if they talk about human rights have almost avoided addressing the subject in public. The athletes have also come under pressure from the IOC and its sponsors to avoid controversy. Oh, don't cost us that almighty dollar. Don't do it. Oh, we're scared to death of that. But if they don't feel safe speaking out, the activists told them skipping the opening and closing ceremonies would at least deny the Chinese government the ability to use the ceremonies to legitimize its abuses and whitewash its crimes. Activists told me that athletes from at least 2 Western teams confirmed they will not be attending opening ceremonies as their personal form of protest. Good luck. You better be very careful over there. Rogan wrote that, quote, the exact number of athletes planning to boycott the Olympic ceremonies is unknown, and that the activists told me several athletes expressed fear of being arrested by Chinese authorities or being punished by their home nation's Olympic organizations if they protested at all. That's something to think about. I didn't even think about the fact that their own countries may punish them if they choose to boycott or make some kind of a statement. Some athletes told the activists they would explain why they skipped the opening ceremonies only after the games ended, remaining silent while in China to avoid punishment. A number of countries, including the United States, have already announced that they would diplomatically boycott the games over Chinese human rights records. Yeah, but those diplomatic boycotts tend to be BS. We all kind of know that. I mean, that's political fanfare bullshit, okay? Look, at least this is something. But again, they better be careful while they're going over there. And in a lot of ways, this is going to expose those athletes over there. When they don't show up to the Olympic ceremonies, It's going to raise a lot of eyebrows in China, unfortunately. It's a shame. It's a shame that they got to go compete. The Olympics should not be in China. By the way, it seems like the Olympics is always in China. Has anybody noticed that lately? A lot of China involvement in everything going on in this country. Athletes, they've got their grubby communist fingers all up in the NBA, the Olympic Games, Major League Baseball. I mean, it's all over the place. It seems so many of these companies, Disney, which hilariously, a lot of their movies are not being shown over there now, have hitched their wagons to bowing down to communist China. I mean, it's like they boycotted, the freedoms of the U.S. By supporting this kind of thing and not being willing to speak out. Enes Freedom is the only one in the NBA that's had the nerve, the balls, to step out and actually talk about this stuff. I mean, no other athletes are willing to do anything about this. NFL, MLB, NBA, where are you guys at? It's pathetic. It actually is pretty pathetic. Tell me what you think, black and white sports fans. The Olympics is going to be a big story. The Summer Olympics was a huge story on this channel in August. So we're going to be keeping a watch because there's going to be things that come out of this Olympics that's just going to... Anybody remember Gwen Berry? Peace. I'm out. Till next time.
Thanks for watching the show. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Be sure to tune in next time on Black and White Sports.